Okay, and the lights just came on.
Yeah. I'll call to order the town board meeting for July 13th, 2022 at 6:30 p.m. Just a reminder, now that we've got every streaming service locked in, our meeting takes place both on Zoom, which streams to Facebook and YouTube, as well in person. So when we do open podium and we have public hearings, if folks would like to join us via Zoom, to join us live for the meeting, at the top of the agenda, there's a link to the instructions where you can find that and get set up so that you can join us from home if the weather looks like this and you don't feel like coming down to town hall. So I will ask Councilor Waters to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Before we start, I just wanted to explain something. The under God part of the Pledge of Allegiance was only added in 1954 as tradition. And my reflection personally, just wanted to explain why I will not be saying under God today. It has nothing to do with my own personal beliefs. It only has to, I fully respect everyone's religious freedom and our traditions in this country. I just wanted to make sure people know that it's normal and completely okay not to have that in the pledge. So please feel free to say it, of course, if it's your tradition to do so and you want to, but it's also okay not to. And I think at a time when we're talking about freedom in this country right now, it's important to be clear at every level that we believe in the First Amendment. So thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we have open podium. We have one person here, I believe, to make a statement from the podium. If you'd like to do it right from your chair, feel free. Just introduce yourself and you've got 3 to 5 minutes.
You want me to start talking?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm Dr. Jim Marshall. I came to the town of Manlius June of 1961 and built the Fayetteville Veterinary Hospital. And I'm here today to try to convince the board to let the Kinsella family and a Quarry continue in the town of Manlius. I've known 4 generations of the Kinsella family, and they've done a lot for the community in the town of Manlius. So I've lived next to the Quarry for 60 years, and really I have no complaints. They have been good neighbors to me, and I think they deserve another start in the 250 acres that they bought just west of Gulf Road there. And I guess most people don't know how important stone is to our lives. The Kinsella stone is probably under the foundation of all your houses. The roads are 95% stone. When you see blacktop going down, you don't think stone, but blacktop is 95% stone. But it's got to be a quality stone that the state approves. And their present quarry is running out of the quality stone, so they need to expand. So they purchased this 250 acres, and they're hoping to get a zone change so they can continue their quarry operation. So I'm here to tell you that I support this this change and the zone change that they need. I know a lot of people would object to it, but I have to tell you that the people up in Horseshoe Lane, I don't think they'll be bothered. I've lived next to there for 60 years, and I haven't been bothered. But they do need a new quarry, and the present land that they purchased will keep them in business for 100 years. And there is quality of stone there. And our home areas and the town of Manlius needs this stone. Now, the Casella family they paid over $130,000 municipal taxes to the town of Manlius. They employ 45 people and pay $151,000 on payroll taxes. And they support many civic organizations. They donated $100,000 for the high school artificial turf land. And they've supported churches, the cemetery. And in 1966, when we had that big snowstorm, well, there was about 6 feet of snow in my driveway, and they came down with a payloader and cleaned out the snow so I could get out to my farm plants and fix the cows and the horses. And now, is there any questions? That's about all I'm here to say. And I think that the new location will not be a problem to anyone. It hasn't been a problem to me in 60 years. So, do you have any questions for me?
I appreciate, as you may know, we had a study group about the quarry. We've been meeting all spring and we're just wrapping it up now. So your timing is very good. Thank you for coming.
And I was delivered a letter that's signed on by quite a number of community members, and I'll share that with the board.
Thank
after the
you.
meeting.
And Dr. Marshall, we have your address and everything on there, so we know, Dr. Marshall, we have your address, so we know, we can make sure your comments are related to your address, right?
Yeah, I left it on the sign in.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you.
So is there any other questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
This period of time is mostly so people can speak to us and put it into the record, but the back and forth will come as we have more conversation about the quarry.
As we consider the zone change.
when
Yeah,
that-
as we
when that comes-
consider
there'll be a
the
public
zone
hearing when that happens.
But
There'll
thank
be
you
a
very
public
much
hearing,
for coming and
absolutely.
sharing with us. Really appreciate it.
You're all invited to my 90th birthday party that's coming up in 16 months.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for
nice.
letting me come by today.
Absolutely.
Anytime, it's your place, it's your meeting.
Was anyone else here for open
I
podium?
think it stopped raining too.
Do we have anybody online who's here for open podium? Okay. So next up,
Thank
Councilor
you very
Talley.
much. Yeah, sure.
Where's your car?
Right out here.
Yeah. Oh, this is the moment.
Perfect timing.
One of that party.
Councilor Italiano has a proclamation she'd like to present.
So recognizing July 26th to be National Americans with Disabilities Act Awareness Day in the town of Manlius. This proclamation declares July 26th to be National Americans with Disabilities Act Awareness Day in the town of Manlius as part of the nationwide celebration and commitment to the Americans with Disabilities Act, the ADA. Whereas on July 26, 1990, President George H.W. Bush signed into law the Americans with Disabilities Act to ensure the civil rights of people with disabilities. And whereas on July 26, 1990, oh, this is double written in here. Hang on one second. Whereas this important civil rights law prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all areas of public life, including jobs, schools, transportation, and all public and private places that are open to the general public. And whereas the ADA has expanded opportunities for people with disabilities by reducing barriers and changing perceptions and increasing full participation in community life. And whereas the full promise of the ADA to ensure people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else will only be reached if we remain committed to our efforts to fully implement the ADA. And whereas on July 5th, 2022, the city of Syracuse and the county of Onondaga jointly proclaimed July to be Disabilities Awareness Month. And whereas the 32nd anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, the town of Manlius celebrates and recognizes the progress that has been made by reaffirming the principles and equality and inclusion and recommitting our efforts to reach full ADA compliance. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town of Manlius proclaims July 26, 2022 to be National Americans with Disabilities Act Awareness Day, as we strive to further advance equity, dignity, access, and inclusion. And I'd like to make a motion to approve the signing of this proclamation.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? All right. Opposed? Carries. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, we need to set a date for the public hearing for the zone change request at 8291 East Seneca Turnpike. The request is from R1 to RA. And Allison, can you confirm, because we wanted to do 2 meetings out, it would be 8:10 at 6:35? So somebody like to make that motion?
So I'll make a motion to set the date for the public hearing now for August 8th, sorry, August 10th at 6:35. Regarding a zone change request for 8291 East Seneca Turnpike from R1 to RA.
Second. Okay, all in favor? Okay. Opposed? Carries. Thank you. Next up, town manager and who?
I sent earlier today the standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and appointed officials. And I did explain that all newly elected and appointed officials, whether they're taking office for the first time or they're have been re-elected, must keep a record of activities for 3 months that gets submitted to their state retirement system. And they use that log to determine the number of days that we report to the retirement system. So before you is the resolution for the recently re-elected and newly elected officials that participate in the retirement system. So you just need a motion to accept that resolution, and then we can we will publish that, or not publish it. It will be posted on the website for 30 days, and then the information is transmitted to the state.
May I have any questions?
I would move to approve the New York State Retirement Record of Activities Resolution as presented.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. Thank you.
I have one other item.
Yep.
Quickly, I did receive an email from the police chief earlier this afternoon. They do have 11 there's cell phones that we would like to declare surplus so that then they can be sold. So they are they're various makes, models of cell phones.
Okay.
Fair market value is about $616.
Oh.
They're no longer useful or serviceable by the department.
Yeah,
So
otherwise go to auction.
Yeah.
We get pennies for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find a company that wants to buy them.
That's
Have you already replaced them with?
Yes.
fantastic. About how long did you get at, like, what, it can't be more than like 3 or 4 years you get a cell phone
They
now.
age out pretty
Quickly, yeah.
But we have really good plans with Verizon.
Yeah. Oh, $600 a piece.
Are they just run of the mill, off the shelf
Yes.
phones? Under your house.
So a motion to declare them as surplus?
I'll make the motion to declare them as surplus.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. Thank you. So we do have Sustainable Manlius Committee report up, an EV charging stations invoice. Sarah, I think you're gonna present that.
Counselor Denson is not available today, so I am going to present on her behalf, just to know that she did already. We have a revision to the price that we had approved previously. It's not significant, but it is the terms of just more detailed of what we had before. So I would like to make a motion to approve $26,969 for the plug-in stations. This would be 2 plugins that would be in the back here. And we do have grant funding to support this.
To second that.
Any discussion? I know Councilor Benton has been working really hard on this. And
Yeah.
like you said, we've got grants to match it. And ideally, with this and signing this, we'll be able to go out and look, because we do have a grant for 2 electric vehicles for the Planning and Development Department. So this, once we get through this, we can start that in motion. So this is great. So all in favor? Opposed? Carries. Thank you very much. I do have a late addition. We received a letter. I'll just go ahead and read it out, but it's requesting a speed change. So the next steps, if we're interested, would be to send a TE9 to the DOT and ask for a speed reduction. Yeah, so my name is Chris Donofrio, and I live at 4960 North Eagle Village Road in Manlius. I'm reaching out in an effort to re-examine the speed limit on our road. The stretch of North Eagle Village Road is only about a mile or so, yet the speed limit is set at 50 miles an hour. I believe the road should be 40 miles per hour, which is consistent with the max speed limit on Salt Springs Road as you drive east away from Fayetteville and towards Route 173. The 50 mile an hour speed limit is dangerous for cars heading towards Route 173 as the road has multiple rolling hills, which makes for low visibility of the upcoming stop sign along with the line of stop cars that form throughout the day. The stretch of North Eagle Village Road also passes the municipal soccer fields behind Fayetteville Manlius High School. The 50 mile an hour speed limit makes for a dangerous exit for both school buses and student drivers who turn onto North Eagle Village Road. So I would entertain a motion to authorize the signing of a TE9 to be sent to DOT to request the reduction on North Eagle Village Road for that stretch, which we'll get the specifics of, from 50 to 40 to be
So I
consistent.
would make that as a soccer parent, I would make that.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. Fantastic. I will let him know that we are going to send that form in, and we'll see what the DOT says in about a year. Okay, so next up is approval of the June 22nd minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. And then approval of abstract number 13.
So I'd like to offer an approval of the abstract number 13 in the amount of $405,825.92. The prize winner this time is road repairs, paving, which this time of year is what you would be expecting to see.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. Is there anything else that we haven't covered? Anybody have anything?
Emergency purchase supervisor.
Oh, yes, yeah, absolutely. So do you want to give the board a little background on that?
Yeah,
Some of them, some people are aware.
Yeah, I know, I did get a message from Heather. So we had an unfortunate incident at the range. Thank God it happened at the range. But we had a complete handgun weapons malfunction. You may or may not know what the handguns we're carrying are quite aged, and they're somewhat aged out. In fact, you
Yeah.
can't even get an armor certified through the company that manufactures them. This was up for a purchase request when we were considering capital expenditures, but I figured we could get another year or two out of the handguns, and I was wrong. So that's totally on me, so.
Well, it's something we had just discussed that was going to be part of next year's budget. So this is, it's not a surprise, it's unfortunate, but it's really not a surprise. We saw this.
So I apologize to every one of our members. I also assured them that each and every one of those handguns is going to be gone through and inspected and test fired from our current firearms instructor. And I also asked them, or I told them that I'm going to be asking the town board for an emergency purchase to replace those aged weapon systems. So I had my lead firearms instructor reach out to the company. They had already been doing research on a new handgun, and that's the one that we selected for multiple reasons. And I had a figure that I provided to you in the memorandum on what it would cost to replace all of those immediately with an emergency purchase
Yeah, and I think it's just under 30.
Yeah, it's just under 30.
For what is it? How many pistols is it?
39.
Yeah, so a little less, probably $800 a pistol.
That includes ammo as well as holsters and all the leather.
Oh, that's great.
That's not-
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
Not that I purchased many pistols, but it sounds like a pretty good deal.
Hopefully we can get our hands on ammo, it's pretty short.
Yeah, what's the timeline until those come in, do you think?
As soon as we order them, the pistols will probably come in soon. The other equipment to include the ammo might take a little bit longer, but
Okay.
I'm hoping that we can get a full transition completed by the end of this year.
Okay, fantastic.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the emergency expenditure for these tools that are, for the team.
I have, a question. How many more will have to be recycled out after the 39?
None.
That's gonna
This will
replace all of them?
everything.
Yeah, that'll be the full force.
So we're just doing it this year instead of next year?
Yeah,
Okay, because she was saying that she was having some inspected out and.
well, I'm assuming
The
we'll
ones
hold
that
on
we're carrying
to,
currently will be inspected just to ensure that they're still operable.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that nothing.
Until we get those
Until we
new
get them,
systems.
that nothing happens,
Just
yeah.
for the next
Right.
3 or 4 months?
Yeah. hopefully. That's-
Yeah, how long does it take for them to come in? That's
Well,
a
he
good
was saying
question.
hopefully by the end of the year.
Okay, hopefully by the end.
Yeah, because it's not just taking delivery on the equipment, they all have to qualify with the new weapons. So that's gonna take a while to get it back to the range, to qualify. They have to, by accreditation standard, not only they have to score an appropriate level, but they have to, what we call demonstrate proficiency, which takes some repetition.
Is there any, like learning curve or what information can you give, general public about what it takes for people to score well? I mean, are people who have had a lot more experience, do they score, does it matter how much experience you've had, or is it just the person or what?
No, it's been my experience that folks that have never had a gun in their hands ever before generally qualify better with the weapon systems than folks that have been shooting since they were 16 years old. The reason being, of course, is if you haven't been taught the right way to use a weapon system at a young age, you build up what we call muscle memory. Sometimes it can be not detrimental, but it can be, it can result in not great performance.
Yeah, like you're weirdly correcting for something that you don't need to.
Yeah,
Because you have
there's-
that, okay.
I'm not a firearms instructor, but over the years, there's essentially 5 or 6 basic fundamentals that we teach every shooter, and it makes them more proficient. And if any one of those is compromised, it can result in a poor score. We would never put anybody out in the street if they fail, right?
Yeah.
But that's the goal. But we have some people that are better shooters than others. Some folks it just comes natural.
Thank you.
So,
Could you just read the number for the motion?
Yes, of course, it's $29,759.
Thank you.
0 cents.
Just for point of clarification, the funds are coming from your budget?
I told the supervisor that this is an emergency expenditure. I certainly, if I can find funds, more than likely to be in the 100s, I can transfer with the board's permission.
Yeah.
But you had mentioned for now this surplus, but I'm willing to do whatever I need to do because.
I think there's money in the 100s, right? Because you.
There is.
had a
We've been
position
down.
being-
yeah, that's a discussion we had, is that there's likely room in the budget. If there isn't, we'll have to find.
When you make the purchase, you'll have to identify the budget account.
And then we'll have to authorize the transfer.
Right, so this is
Right,
a
unless
stage
you want
one.
to
but-
authorize that transfer now, because I don't know exactly how much what our balance is in the 100s, but
Okay,
that would have to be done by the board through resolution, right, to transfer the
To
funds.
transfer, you could do that now, and then if there was any.
if there's an issue, we can,
You could then.
Okay.
Why do we do that?
So you can
Yeah.
add that to the motion.
Yeah, so amend your motion.
Yeah, I'd like to amend my motion. So I would like to make a motion to approve the purchase agreement for $29,759.00 for the purchase of these weapon systems. And also, can I add on to it?
Yeah.
And also approve the transfer.
From 3120,100 to 3124.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
okay,
It's the right-
all in favor?
Great.
Aye. Opposed? Carries. Thank you, chief. And thank you, thank you, Ed. Okay, anything else? Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I will second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carries. Thank you, everybody.
7:01, wow. That's a summer meeting.